This model kit review is of the Porsche 959, and it's a 1/24 scale model by Tamiya. And here's some drawings of the 959. And here's a photograph of it. And let's have a look inside. So here we have some of our body parts that have been put together. So here's our chassis, not a lot of detail underneath there, but we do have wheel wells molded on already. Here we have our body. The body is actually very nicely molded. This has already been, looks like, lightly sanded, but it's a good level of detail here. These are all molded already. Looks like the mold lines have been sanded off. And we have our rear mirror there. Here we have our cockpit. We've got our pedals put in, as well as a handbrake and stick shift. Here are our seats, as well as the steering wheel. And here's our tail. Tail's been put in. That's going to need to be filled and sanded. We have our tires. Those are very nicely molded. Typical Tamiya quality. And it looks like all the pieces and the sprues have been cut up. But this is typical Tamiya quality, where you can see the detail here. Look at that 959 on there. And look, no flashing or mold lines in that grille. We have some steering parts here. All very nicely molded. Good level of detail with all of these parts here. Here we have our suspension parts. Look at the quality there. Just the detail is really good. Engine parts here. Here's our windshield wiper. Here are the rest of the parts. And it looks like our engine's already been started here, as well as our transmissions put together. And our drive shafts. Here's the front one. We have some wheels. And those are nicely molded. Here are our disc brakes. We need some light sanding there. Some other engine parts. Looks like our exhausts. Fuel tank here. And then over here we have our glass, which is all very nicely molded, as well as the rear glass for that. Here are our decals. As you can see here, we have license plate as well as our instrument cluster there. And let's have a look at our instruction sheet. There's a picture of the model. So we start off with the engine. That's already been started, just has not been primed or painted. And we then mount that onto the looks like some of the chassis parts there, and start to put the corners on. That's the engine is then mounted to the chassis, and we put on our exhaust. And the other suspension parts go on. And we build out our body. Sorry, this is the cockpit. And then the dashboard goes on to the cockpit, wheels go on, it all goes onto the chassis. And then our glass goes in, the body goes on the chassis, and then the remaining parts go on there. Lights go on, and all the other little accessories. So that's a really good quality model. Here's the painting and decal guide. That is a really good quality model. A lot of detail, very well molded. You can always tell the quality of Tamiya. Look at this engine here, as well as our grille. Just that it is so well made, and you get that level of detail.